I will never show up again.
Well, no, don't be mad at me. I'm just saying, like,
he's literally saying I never helped him ever. I fucking handed him like $700.
I'm gonna get out of here. He never handed me nothing.
I never handed you anything.
$700 over the course of 4 years.
You're sure the goddamn right. Your mortgage never fucking got saved. Ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
That's right. Okay, call mom. Call dad. Call anybody.
I want to call mom.
I want to call Ghostbusters.
You go ahead. Go lay down tonight and be happy with the fact that
I can see the levels rising in your brother. You gotta stop, man. I can literally.
You never got help.
I see the look in his eyes and the tone in his voice, and the levels are.
I never helped you. I never, ever helped you.
Tomorrow he's gonna be like, hey, dude, you want me out?
I have a bunch of shit on Facebook.
No, tomorrow I'm gonna break your fucking windows.
Okay,
That's
I'll
what's
see you
gonna
later,
happen.
man.
Done, man. Do it.
I mean, seriously.
This is the problem with having family
I never helped
across the
you.
street from
I never helped you.
It causes nothing but drama.
That's cool.
And when they live with you.
Roll on, bitch.
Alright, Scotty.
Trying to, but you're my way.
I mean, shit. You better find a fucking course of action or something.
He said he better find a course of action.
I'm gonna find that course back.
Well, everything will be fine tomorrow. I feel like. I'm glad everyone got that out of our system. Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you got that out of your system.
Dude, Jesus Christ. So welcome back. This is the Friday Night Shit Show, and it definitely started off and kicked off early because of that.
Have fun with your boat, bitch.
Your brother's gonna whoop your ass. So Adam is here. Adam, say hello.
Hi.
You alright?
Ben's here.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Billy's here somewhere.
Billy's here. Billy's mixing a drink. What's up, Billy?
Billy!
Billy!
I forgot what I was talking about before we went to break, you guys. Adam, what happened? What just happened just now?
My brother's a piece of shit.
No, why? Why is he a piece of shit?
He's a big piece of shit.
Why? What happened, Adam? Nobody knows why. They heard a little bit of a bickering and... What happened, Adam? You can open that door back up again. He's gone because I need the air.
Yeah, open the door. He was just making a statement. That was the end of the statement. Was closing the door. Adam, open the door. Piper, open the door.
Door open now. You know what, bitch? Maybe you're not pedigreed. I said open that damn door.
Nah, she doesn't care.
She doesn't care. Alright, well, I guess that's all I have to say about that.
So I gotta say about that.
So this is the Friday Night Shit Show men's night, apparently. Men's night around here.
There's more bitching on men's night than women's night.
Ben, what's the last argument you got into?
I'm about to have an argument with Blue because he just sat in my spot.
Blue, you're a dick.
Blue, get out of here. What are you doing?
Blue's my basset hound. He's an asshole. Ben, what was the last argument you had?
I generally avoid them before they get into arguments.
Did I fail to mention...
So it's probably been a while.
Did I fail to mention I'm in an argument that I don't even know what it's about because everyone keeps blaming me? Or I guess, I don't... You know, honestly, hold on. Now that I think about it, when I've thought about this before, Felicia hasn't even said anything horribly wrong. Or, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like... And I just... The amount of backlash... There are so many people looking down at their phones right now. Well.
No, I
didn't. I was looking at the
I tend to bite my tongue before getting into an argument because arguments tend to last longer than you ever want them to. So.
Billy, what's the last argument you got into? Hello?
To me, Billy doesn't seem like a dude that would get into a lot of arguments.
Did you go to the water gun fight here in town?
No.
Put on by Gay Pride?
Nope.
Gomez did.
Gomez did, and Gomez and I and the kids. And there was this woman walking around, and she was like, I'm an ordained minister.
She blessed the water in her squirt.
Yep, and then so she blessed all the waters and the coolers, and she put her gun into it, her water gun, not her real gun. And she went out, and she was just like saving people with holy water around the place, and she looks at Gomez, she's like, well, you look like you need some saving. And she squirts Gomez, like, in the face, and Gomez is like, what the fuck?
Gal looks like?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
She has to be local, or if not, I mean.
Hold on a minute.
Mm-hmm.
At the point somebody shooting holy water on me, I will definitely lay hands on them in the name of Jesus, and I will forcibly cast that devil out.
Well, and I told Gomez, I was like, why didn't you go, why didn't you, like, overreact to that? Like, I'm melting! Like, why didn't you, like, I would have played that out. If someone would have went, well, you look like you need some saving, I would have been, she squirted me, I'm like, I would have started hissing, like,
I'll just slap the hell out of them.
yeah, well, and then she obviously got kicked out, and there was kids around and all that kind of stuff. It was more of a fun event, and then, you know, you had support groups and all that kind of stuff around, and she tried to make a mockery, and she got kicked out of it, and then we were leaving, and she was in her car taking pictures of people, like, and all that. I mean, this bitch was going out.
Really weird.
Like, and I really think I am on one of her pictures, because I was passing the transvestite right when she was taking the host of the show. And and I'm sitting there like picking my fucking nose on because I can see her taking pictures. So I'm wondering if I'm not on their church website. Yeah, like right next to the tranny, picking my nose, looking at HIV fucking pamphlets and all this kind of shit. Which is,
it's a slippery slope once you start down that road, but here's where you end up.
Let me see, Ben. Let me see the picture. Is that her?
You don't know.
No, I got lost on. Oh, now I remember her name.
Which they had free hand sanitizer there, so I was like at the booth. Not because I need HIV testing, I just need some hand sanitizer. I just ran out, and I was like, fuck it, this shit's free. Like, and they had frisbees and shit, my dogs catch them, and, you know, like, get tested now. And, like, you're like, great.
That's a good thing. It
is a good thing.
And to promote testing.
Absolutely. But they had all this free shit, and I was like, I actually happen to need all of these. Like, so I took everything they had, and then I got some Indian tacos on the way out, and it was just like, it was a good day, like, all the way around.
If I would have gotten tested, they'd been like, okay, you're 7 months. Like, hell yeah.
You're 7 months.
Here she is. The one on the left.
Who's that?
No, this lady was older. It might have been, but this lady was older, and she named the church she was from, and I can't remember. I want to say Presbyterian
It was probably the what is the one on
Mennonite?
Huh?
Mennonite?
No, it's UCC.
Which group in town here would have a female minister? Anybody?
There's a couple. There's the UCC, Uniform Church of Christ.
Nope, that was too long.
And then there is the Presbyterian.
I think it was Presbyterian. I want to say it was Presbyterian Church.
Sure as hell wasn't the Catholics or the Southern Baptists.
No. However, I did feel like, and I was looking around, and they had firefighters there, and which were having a good time, and they had PD there, which were not there to protect, but to have a good time too, because it was a community thing. Yeah. And so I'm at the same time I'm sitting there waiting for someone to come by and shoot everyone up. I shit you not, because of the community that we live in, and
which has gotten crazy.
Which has gotten fucking crazy. I literally am like, I'm looking for my exit and how I'm going to protect my children, like through someone coming through and just trying to annihilate anyone, you know, because crazy comes in all kinds of colors. Yeah. And so I'm telling the kids, I was like, whatever you do, just stay in the middle, you know, because we hear shooting, you got a few bodies to duck behind, you know, and things like that.
You have a family emergency exit before you go anywhere.
Absolutely. But I mean, sitting there going, and I'm looking around, and like firefighters and police are there and all that kind of stuff, but not there to protect, only there to have a good time and support the community and, you know, their stuff. And I feel bad saying that, but this is the world we live in now, you know, that kind of a thing, and this is not something I wish I had to worry about. You know, I feel like when I was a kid, we didn't have to worry about that, you know, and all that kind of stuff didn't really happen. If it happened, hi, Mr. White. If it happened, it happened in you know, but I did. I felt like I was in one of those communities where if I went to something hosted by Gay Pride and the host was a transvestite, I had to look for, and you can, because the way that the park is set up, you can drive all the way around it, you know, in a car. Yeah.
Okay.
You can drive all the way around it where the whole like setup was for the water park or the water
plant. What was it for?
It was to support Gay Pride. Event. Yeah, it was a community pride, community event.
LGBT?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was, and it was water. It was you could either pay to get in, which I think was like $1 or $2, or you could bring a bunch of cans for food, which they were going to donate, and then you can get in for free, which we did. We brought a bunch of canned foods for like the homeless shelter and all that kind of stuff. So there wasn't any like really money gaining even out of the nonprofits. And but if they did, it went to, you know, the campaign. But if not, like if you brought food, which most people did, went to homeless shelters and feeding the community and all that kind of stuff. And so you had a bunch of sponsors there, like local sponsors, and they brought their water coolers out, and so you can fill your water guns. And it was just this massive water gun fight. And here's me walking up. There was a lot of people. In fact, I could probably pull up the pictures from the website, and I know I'm in them because you know what I did. So we had an issue with our contractor at the house that morning, and I had slept in the same clothes that I was in the night before. And what I slept in was a white tank top with a black bra underneath. And then I had workout pants. And so I was planning to do is shower, change, and go with the kids, but I didn't have time. We were already late. So we head out to this park when I'm wearing that. And so in a water gun fight, what happens? I got just nailed by super squirters in my tits and in my vag. And it was tits and kids. Whoa. And it was like mostly like 12-year-old boys
shooting your boobs,
shooting my boobs and shooting my vag, and then shoot my butt, and that was what happened to me. And I'm sitting there wearing a white tank top, and then they bring out the fucking drones, which will take pictures and all that, and they're just right on top of me. And then everyone, I mean, it didn't matter if they were kids or not. Everyone was like, ha, you're wearing a black bra, and you're just like, God. And I just gave up, because I'm like,
I'd rather be attacked by the geese.
Yeah, I'm like, and well, you couldn't. They had people like manning the geese in the park.
Those fuckers are terrible.
They had people manning the geese. So like Dylan, my youngest, went to go shoot a geese, and they're like, hold your child back. I'm like, how'd you man the people, the people coming in and, blessing the water?
I will say this. In 3 years, so the last 3.5 to 4 years, for there to be a crowd of people there, for there to be a large showing, and for there to be that much support for it, that's a marked progress to raise, awareness for testing and for safety. And
they did. They had their HIV.
I'm surprised that the community here has been that progressive and accepting and kind of going out and learning about it. So the people, the organizers, that's fantastic.
Where your protesters came in to play.
There were protesters?
There were protesters.
Were they the ones with the guns?
They came in and they incognitoed into the crowd. And where they came into play is in light of the Target stuff going on in the bathrooms and stuff like that. And they had a transvestite headlining the show, and they had banned, everything, but they had, the host of the show was a transvestite, and I came eye to eye.
Like a zombie?
No, I came eye to eye with this bitch, right? And it was at the HIV tent, oddly enough, and I'm looking at her, and she's looking at my yesterday's makeup and my white shirt, it's all soaped up, and my black bra, and she looked like Mimi from Drew Carey, and we're looking at each other, going, I wouldn't look like that coming to this. So, we both literally were judging each other, going, I was like, why are you wearing that kind of a makeup? And she's like, why are you wearing that kind of an outfit to an event like this? And we're both just sitting there looking at each other with mutual judgment on both. We were very nice to each other, and when you can talk, but you're judging someone. Mm-hmm. And we were both doing that at each other.
From the South, we perfected that.
Yeah, and there's awkward pauses and everything going on. And I'm sitting there HIV tent. And just awkward staring, because I'm just enamored with this woman's outfit. I'm like, why would you choose to dress like Mimi from Drew Carey? And she's like, why would you wear a white t-shirt to a water gun event? I'm like, well, I have nice boobs, but at the same time, I didn't mean to wear this. There's kids here. And all that kind of stuff. So, and she was very nice and whatnot, and but yeah, there were people all over the place just sitting there going,
Where were they?
And I literally thought, I was like, if that were a time that someone wanted to come in and shoot up a crowd of people, and you got your supporters all around the town, I was like, this would be the occasion. If you wanted to eliminate a crowd of people, the mass majority of a crowd of people, now would be the time. And I'm sitting there going, okay, my children are here, and, we're here to support, because, whatever, but we're here to have fun. I brought my kids to a water gun fight. Mm-hmm. And they had a great time and all that, but I'm sitting there going, people that are crazy don't care about that. They want to eliminate what they think is the threat. And so I literally was, watching the entire time for cars that I thought were suspicious, and that's the world we live in now.
Profiling.
Yeah, that's the world we live in now.
And the cops were having a good time?
Yep, cops, firefighters, everyone was having a good time, taking pictures, and all that kind of stuff, and everyone was having a good time. But I'm sitting there the entire time going, okay, once again, you want to eliminate a mass threat, your religion, People do crazy shit in the name of religion all the time. Now it'd be someone's time, and all it takes is one person. It doesn't.
That people have to have that thought.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
And so I mean, I had to grab, and I have 3 kids, so I had to grab